Hi, my name is Stephanie Wills, and this is my program completion timeline video. First, going to start talking about education and when I became interested in becoming a teacher. I was probably in my teenage years when I was doing babysitting and really decided I really enjoyed children and wanted to be a teacher. So that's the degree I pursued. I went to college at the University of Southern Colorado in Pueblo, Colorado, and got my elementary education degree and graduated with that in 1995. Oops. In 1996, I took my first job in Kit Carson, Colorado as a first grade teacher. At the next year in 1997, I then moved to Holly, Colorado, where I taught sixth grade in Holly, and I got married that year. And so the next year, my husband and I moved to Kansas. So then in 1998, I took my first job in Kansas in Garden City, teaching first grade. I then, in 1999, started taking classes at Fort Hays State University for English as a second language endorsement. Then in 2000, I had the first of two children and stayed home for 3 years. In 2003, I took a job in Satana, Kansas as an at-risk preschool teacher and an ESL teacher. I did that for 2 years, and then in 2005, in Satana, I moved to kindergarten classroom and started taking classes to complete my master's in early childhood special education. In 2007, I was getting towards the end of my master's in early childhood special education and had to do a practicum for the classes. And so I did my practicum at Russell Child Development Center. I really fell in love with working with children birth to 3 and families in my community. They had a job opening, so I applied and I started working for Russell Child Development Center in 2007 as an early childhood special education teacher. In 2017 to 2019, I started taking classes and finished taking classes to become a teacher of students with visual impairments through the University of Nebraska and became the TSVI for RCDC. And I still continue to do that as of right now. And then last year, I took the position as an early intervention program director and started taking the building leadership classes. Extracurricular duties as I was working in the classroom. My first year of teaching in Kit Carson, Colorado, I also coached high school girls volleyball for a year. When I moved to Holly, Colorado, I coached high school girls basketball for a year. When I was teaching in Satana, Kansas, I coached junior high girls basketball for 2 years. In 2007, when I moved to Russell Child Development Center, I took over a coaching facilitator piece in the program, which was doing some mentor coaching with other facilitators and then also being in charge of team meetings. And I've done that from 2007 until last year when I took on the role of our coordinator. Program of study. In the fall of 2021, I took EDL 851 Supervision and Evaluation of School Personnel and EDL 850 School Law. During the intersession, I took EDL 856 School Community Relations. In the spring of 2022, I took EDL 854 Building Finance and EDL 852 Intro to Building Administration. In the summer, I took EDL 853 Special Education for Building Administrators. And in the fall, I am planning on doing my practicum. My timeline for my e-portfolio. I will begin my e-portfolio and kind of got started this summer, at least trying to start putting the pieces together that I knew how to do. I would like to have my portfolio done at the end of fall when I'm done with my practicum. Last year in 2021, I took the early intervention program director position, which required me to start taking these classes. To be honest, I really have no desire whatsoever to become a grade school or middle school or high school principal, so I will probably not use that in any of those capacities, but I did have to have the classes for the position I am in right now, so that's why I'm taking the classes. And I would really like to retire at the age of 60, which would be 2033. So that is kind of my plan for my e-portfolio and retirement. Thank you for listening.